I'm Dr. Keith. This is an Accessibility Quick Tip. Today on Accessibility Quick Tips, we are going to learn the concept of Focus Visible. Now, what is Focus Visible and what does it mean for our accessibility testing? Two things. The very first thing is that we are going to navigate web content using just the keyboard. Specifically, we're using only the tab key. The next thing that we're going to do is that we are going to identify focus indication. That is the colored outline that shows up around an interactive element, such as a button or a link or a component, whenever that interactive element has keyboard focus. Are you ready to begin? Of course you are. Well, let's get started by going to our website of the day. Today's website is the homepage of apple.com, apple.com, and let's take a look at a few things. Now, if I am navigating using a mouse, as people often do, I get this very cool indicator that lets me know when I can click things. The mouse changes to a pointer and like a hand, and as I hover over elements, or as I move to them one by one, as I am in the menu, I get an indication that I can select an element and I can move to that thing, or I can select it. But what if I don't use a mouse at all? What if I just use keyboard alone? This is something that's very common for people with motor impairments who cannot operate a mouse, or people who just prefer to use the keyboard for the efficiency of using a keyboard. Well, for that, we're going to select one key, the tab key. So I'm going to hit tab, and I hit tab, and that brings me to the store button. Notice that there is a highlight around that store button, or an outline around that store button. This is called the visible focus indicator, and we want to make sure that as we navigate across web pages via keyboard, that this visible focus indicator shows up, because that, like the mouse pointer, indicates to us which items can or cannot be selected. If I hit tab again, this time I am on the Mac button. I hit tab again. Now I've moved to iPad. I hit tab again. I navigate to iPhone. And I can do this through the entire menu. And in fact, I can do this through the entire web page for any element on which I can make a selection and it does something. Now notice that I am on the Learn More button, which is in the middle of the page. I would like to learn more about MacBook Air. So I can select it again just using the keyboard, and this time I've been transported all the way to the MacBook Air page. I know because it shows me a big word that says Air. Neat, huh? Let's review. So, our focus today, no pun intended, was to be able to navigate via the tab key, and we've done that. And you can hit the tab key and you can move from interactive element to interactive element like we did, moving from button to button, or just using the keyboard. The second thing that we are able to do is that we look for this visible focus indicator, that outline that shows up around each interactive element. And if you don't see that, well, then you know you've got a problem with your accessibility. So now that you know, it's time for you to go out and try it on your own pages. Give it a go. Navigate via that tab key, look for that focus indicator, and let us know the results. And make sure, above all, that you continue to be an ally and to develop accessibly. Thanks. See ya.